Now to the race for the White House. Vice President Kamala Harris is hitting the campaign trail in Georgia. Meanwhile, speculation is growing about who she'll be picking as her running mate. Good morning and welcome to News 3 Midday. Here's a look at the big stories we're following for you today. Vice President Kamala Harris campaigning in Georgia. She's expected to name her running mate by August 7th. Now, this comes as one top contender drops out of consideration. We'll have the details. A major drug bust for drug authorities in El Paso, Texas. Two suspected drug kingpins are in custody. Ooh-wee. I'm screaming sunscreen, people.
Yes.
97 and the heat index over 100.
Yes, very
It's
hot.
going to be hot and the sun rays are going to be beaming.
Yes.
So lather up, sunscreen. A massive wildfire in California is quickly spreading and it's getting out of control for fire officials. Now, this is a satellite look at the park fire. It is huge and growing quickly. Crews currently estimate this blaze is growing at an average of 50 football fields every minute. So far, 3 firefighters have suffered minor injuries while fighting this blaze. No other injuries have been reported at this time. And this is a time-lapse video showing the amount of flames and smoke this fire is producing. Just take a look at that. Right now, officials believe this fire is taking up more than 164,000 acres. Mandatory evacuations are in place for people in the surrounding areas. This is a red flag warning. Our region saw extreme temperatures today, but we're now shifting our focus to the potential for some summer storms this evening. Welcome to News 3 at 4. I'm Shay Harris. We're joined right now by Storm Track 3 meteorologist Nick Boynton. Nick, what can we expect tonight? It's kind of sounding not good out there.
Yeah, we're starting to hear that thunder roar.
Our top story today, police in Marion are investigating a shooting. This happened last night shortly after 8 o'clock. The Marion Police Department received a 911 call reporting a shooting in the 1800 block of North State Street. Now, when officers arrived, they found a man with multiple gunshot wounds. The victim was taken to the hospital and is being treated. Now, this is a look at the suspect in photos provided by the police department. He is identified as 18-year-old Jameson Gibbs. He's 6 feet tall, weighs about 130 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Police say he's considered armed and dangerous. So if you do see him, do not approach him. Instead, call 911 or the Marion Police Department at that number on your screen. We're following the latest on the investigation into the shooting death of Sonia Massey. The deputy who is on camera pulling the trigger is now charged with murder. Now officials are speaking out on his decisions. ABC's Andrea Fuji has details. Thanks, Nick. Police in the United Kingdom are trying to understand the motive behind an attack on children. We know now that it was a mass casualty event and a suspect is in custody. ABC's Rena Roy has details. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris says she'll pick a vice president by August 7th. This comes as former President Donald Trump, as well as his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, look to attack her campaign. ABC's Perry Russum has more. On days like this, hydroplaning is, something to definitely be careful of.
Yes, definitely when you get all that rain.
Don't speed out there, guys.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Nick. Well, it's the end of July and those school supply lists are already out, and this year those supplies are not cheap, okay? For some back-to-school hacks to save you a few bucks, News 3's Rachel Gardner sat down with Sydney Waters with the BBB. It only happens once every 4 years. The 2024 Summer Olympics are officially underway in Paris. The opening ceremony taking place today in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower. France deciding to go away from the norm. Most Olympics have their opening ceremonies in the stadiums, but this year athletes came floating down the River Seine. Now, a majority of the events get started this weekend. The games will go until August 11th. There are some athletes with a local connection competing in these games. 3 former Salukis are in Paris.